Good afternoon and welcome to our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show here on Bay County TV. I'm Jeff Doan and we are at the Fran Danick Field at Bay City Central, where the Bay City Central Wolves and the John Glenn Bobcats are going to go at it today. First for the Bay City Central Wolves, the Bob Kukla-led Central Wolves are 7-4 on the year and having some fun as they just are dominating early in ball games, as they have got a pitcher for Bay City Central, Skylar Coberly, that has done a phenomenal job this year, and she's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Bay City Central, as we watched the Flint Powers game for a little bit last week, have got the offense rolling, and on the other side of the tilt, we've got Dale Clyde-led John Glenn Bobcats. They're 4-4 on the year and 2-4 in conference, and they have got a fun lineup too. They are going to certainly be getting after it today, and the pitcher is going to be Bree Woods. Excuse me, it took me a second. She is able to bring the mail too, so we've got two ace pitchers going at each other in the first game. It is a sunny sky, a high sky with very few clouds, 70 degrees. Oh, what a difference a few days make after putting layers of clothes on. People are going to be ready to just enjoy this one in shirt sleeves. We'll be back for all the game action right after this on Bay County TV.
Where did this rash come from?
Hold on, let me see. Could be bed bugs.
Oh. Mom, Grant says I have bed bugs.
Let's see what the doctor says.
Introducing Covenant Virtual Care. Real-time video doctor visits, e-prescriptions, and follow-up. Now extraordinary care comes to you.
See, it's just poison ivy. Smart advanced.
Learn more at covenantvirtualcare.com.
Good afternoon and welcome back. Home of the Bay City Central Wolves, Fran Danick Field. As we're all set for the start of this game, Sydney Spencer for Bay City Central in the circle. First pitch a little bit high. Leah Leschinski for John Glenn. Count is 1 ball and no strikes. Bob Cohn behind the plate. Jim Newenschwander. Neiswander, is on first base. As we've got a great officiating crew tonight. Dale Clyde, the head coach of the John Glenn Bobcats, 4-4 on the season, 2-4 in league play. Second pitch, a little bit high as well. As Sydney Spencer coming with a little bit of adrenaline here at the start of the game, snapping a mitt, but trying to bring that ball down. There's a swing and a miss by Leschinski. 2 balls and 1 strike. An absolutely drop-dead gorgeous day for baseball and softball. Finally, inside, brings the count to 3-1 for those softball faithful that have had to put multiple layers on for a couple of weeks. It's nice to come out in shirt sleeves and enjoy the day. 3-1 pitch hits the inside corner. Count is full right now. Leah Leschinski is the first hitter and the shortstop. She's hitting .600 on the season. She is a phenomenal hitter, and she takes ball 4 inside. Looks like early on that Sydney Spencer was trying to crowd Leschinski and force her to try and hit that ball off of the hands. Abby Tarrant, the freshman left fielder, is the second hitter. Great swing and a miss on a waist-high fastball on the outer third of the plate. No balls and 1 strike. Abby Tarrant, another one of those hitters that is hitting close to .600 on the season. The top 4 hitters for John Glenn are all hitting over .500 on the year. Tells you the top of their lineup is stacked and ready to go. No balls and 2 strikes is the count. As the ball fouled off, the netting brings it back. As the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Again, top of the first inning here from Danick Field. Beautiful field conditions. As the pitch, a little change of pace, speed, and a strikeout. The first of the game for Sydney Spencer. That'll bring up number 17, Brianna Woods, and another sophomore, as Brianna is another very talented hitter, and takes ball 1. Boy, when Sydney gets ready to pitch that ball to the hitter, it looks like with the tall, lanky frame, she's halfway to home plate before she lets that go. A nice chest-high fastball swung through. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Sydney Spencer with another fastball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yes, Sydney loves that fastball, has great command of that fastball, but boy, with a little bit of rise on it, if she gets that thing waist high or above, it is going to sail, and she also has a great off-speed pitch as well. There's a foul ball down the first baseline. Count maintained at 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out and nobody on here in the top of the first inning. Purpose pitch to the outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Obviously, with the speed that Sydney Spencer brings to the plate, even with a great hitter, they're shaded to right field. Ball off the hands again as she jammed the hitter, Abby Tarrant. Brianna Woods, our third hitter. Abby Tarrant is on first base. And there is the strikeout. As let's get this right, Leah Lashinsky is on first base as she got that walk to start the ball game. That followed by a strikeout for Tarrant and also a strikeout for Bree Woods, and another 580 hitter coming up right now. Ball comes back, and that is Kennedy Hardy, another sophomore. So you're looking at an extremely young club for Dale Clyde, as he's got 1 senior on his roster. Kennedy gets the change of pace pitch, and that is going to go up and get stuck. I think our umpire will climb up after the half inning and pick that one off of the fence. No ball, 2 strike count with 2 outs and a runner on first base. Leah Lashinsky. Might be a situation where you see off speed, but she's going to go outside. And looks like a very nice jump that time by Lashinsky. And a steal of second base puts her in scoring position for number 21, Kennedy Hardy, the cleanup hitter. There's a ball that's popped up and just out of the outstretched reach of our catcher. And that is Kukla. Those balls coming up, when they come straight up, have got just a wild spin on them, and they are not an easy thing for a catcher. As that ball goes to the backstop right now, and that evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs, and now a runner on third being Leah Lashinsky. Swing and a miss on strike number 3. So after a leadoff walk, striking out the side, going into the bottom of the first inning, it's 0-0 with Bay City Central coming up for their first at-bats. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. We've got 25 employees who depended on it, and that's all that mattered to me. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. Incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance.
Plum Harris Insurance Agency in Bay City is your local independent auto owners insurance agency. Back on Bay County TV as Bree Woods is set to face the Bay City Central lineup. And they will start things off with Kukla taking a strike on a nice off-speed offering. So Bree Woods is showing the arsenal early on. Briar Kukla down 0-1. Just a little bit low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Kukla with a nice eye at the plate. Just a little bit low and to the outside defensively. Langenberg, Osarzak, and Clifford first, second, and third. And the shortstop is Lashinsky. There's a ball to center field. It drops. Nice job getting it back in a hurry is Kelly Lohr. Kelly can cover a lot of ground out there on center field and has got a more than adequate arm, so it'll be interesting to see if Bay City Central tries that at all. As Victoria Todd comes in as a pinch runner. Up to bat right now, Sukadoki. Haley with 1 on and nobody out. Steps into the box. That is a high first pitch. Sukadoki looking down at the signals from our base coaches. There's a strike, evening the count at 1-1. Kurt Legner and Jeremy Koberly, the third and first base coaches. Legner at first base. That ball down, going to first base. And just getting back in time as Victoria Todd took an extra wide turn around second base. Part of that is by design. If you just come up and you fire that ball to second base, she's going to take off and get to third before that throw comes. So you're almost forced to take a couple of steps at her, make her go back. Once she's committed to go back, then you can throw. Skylar Koberly up with a runner on second base and 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. Right back up the middle. Deflected over to Osarzak. Flips it over to first base to Langenberg. And now with a runner at third base and 2 outs, much like the top of the first for the John Glenn Bobcats. Central trying to get that first run across the board. Sydney Spencer comes up right now with a runner on third and 2 down. Just a little bit off on that first swing. As Bree Woods has done a nice job of changing speeds here on her pitches in the first. To the outside, not quite far enough away for Woods or Todd to come in to score. So Victoria will go back to third base. 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 down in the bottom of the first inning. Central and John Glenn here on a sun-soaked Monday afternoon. There's a ball to right center field, just hanging up long enough for the right fielder to come up with a great catch at the end of the first inning. No score between Central and John Glenn. Back in a moment on Bay County TV. AAA Transport and Limousine is the Great Lakes Bay region's most reliable and requested service. We provide many types of transportation services, from non-emergency medical, wheelchair accessible, school transport services, and shuttle services. Our company strives to provide exceptional service to our customers. Our services are tailored to each person or company's specific needs. For the last 10 years, we have pushed the mark higher and higher to give the best service possible. Rest assured that you are in safe hands when you ride with AAA Transport and Limousine. Back here, ready for the top of the second inning. Jeff Doan along with Jared and Natalie Doan filming. Nick Page producing and directing. Kelly Lohr up to bat. Swings and misses on that first pitch. A little rise ball that comes from Sydney Spencer and looks like it's waist high, and by the time it gets to you, it's almost chest high. Another good waist high fastball. No balls and 2 strikes here to start the top of the second inning. Lohr with a check swing is able to fight off that inside pitch. And that just is exactly what Sydney Spencer's trying to do in this game. She's moving the ball around, but she likes to bring it in on the fists with 2 strikes. so that they can't get much on him. Does a nice job. Kelly Lorb fouls another one off. Continues to be a no-ball, 2-strike count. First hitter of the top of the second inning for the John Glenn Bobcats. Comes a little bit high. Another purpose pitch from Sydney Spencer, trying to get Kelly Lorb to do fishing. She goes, I'm a softball player, not a fisherman. I'm not going for one of those. And that one is a chest-high fastball, and that is strike number 3. So that is 4 strikeouts in this ball game. On the first 4 outs of the game, obviously the start of the ball game started with a walk by Lashinsky. First pitch is inside. And that's Danny Langenberg. Another high strike, and boy, I'll tell you what, it's a tough pitch to hold off and not get after, as it looks like it's waist high and it's got a little rise action to it. And strike number 2 is just doing nothing special right now. Sydney Spencer is just racing back and rocking and rolling with some heat. Ball just a little bit high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 down in the top of the second inning. Fran Danick Field here, home of the Bay City Central Wolves. Ball just a little bit high. Count is full. As Danny Langenberg, the sophomore first baseman, has done a nice job of staying away from that high heat. And there is strike number 3, comes in on the hands and comes at chest high, and just something that you just can't lay off. Danny Langenberg is the 5th strikeout of the ball game, bringing to the plate Courtney Clifford, the lone senior third baseman on the club for Dale Clyde's Bobcats. Strike 1. Waist-high fastball, too, just has zip on it, as Spencer has got that long stride towards home plate. And, boy, it doesn't take long for that ball to get on home plate. Another high strike, no balls and 2 strikes, as Sydney has just gotten herself into a nice groove here early in the ball game. 0-2 count. Just a little bit high. Again, that's her pitch of choice with an 0-2 count, trying to get the batter to fish. Nice job that time by Clifford of staying away from it. And there is strike number 3, as 6 strikeouts in 6 outs for the Bay City Central Wolves to start the game. Going to the bottom of the second inning, it is 0-0. Back in a moment on BCTV.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
For the bottom of the second inning, as the Bay City Central Wolves up to the bat, Sierra Anderson to start things off for the Wolves. First pitch on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Just a little bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sierra looking to add to what's been a nice young season already for her. To the outside, 2 balls and 1 strike, as Bree Woods really bringing the mail. She's missed with 2 of her first 3 offerings here for the start of the second inning. A little inadvertent dust popped up. As the ball is popped up, nice job by the shortstop, as Leah takes charge of that. And it is out number 1. Lasinski That's what the shortstop's job is out there. It's to take charge on that. Anything on the infield they can get to, that's their ball. First pitch by Bree Woods comes with a little off-speed offering to Madison Evans. Madison just a little bit out in front of it. Bree Woods with the pitch, and that looks like it's going to fall into left field. Very perfectly placed that time. Madison Evans with a stand-up double, kind of a little C&I blooper over the shortstop's head. A very nice attempt by Lashinsky, just came up short. And now I think that the field umpire is in the toughest spot he is on the field, because he's in the slot behind the shortstop, between shortstop and third base, and he's still got to make that call at first base. And boy, looking across the way things happen, it can be a very tough position to be in. Jimmy Nicewander's been around. He knows what he's doing. One of the more respected officials in our Bay Metro. That ball right down the pipes. No balls and 2 strikes on Bree Hare. 1 down in the bottom of the second inning. Runner on second base is Madison Evans. Let's see what Bree Woods comes with on an 0-2. A little bit high. Both pitchers, Woods and Spencer, love that 0-2 high pitch. Seeing if they can get the batters to go for a little out of the zone swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just to the outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nice eye that time by Bree Hare. Runner remains on second base. Runner can leave at the release of the pitch. Good eye. As that is a full count. Had to wait and make certain that I was accurate in my count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count is full for number 9, Bree Hare. And there's ball 4. She was just practicing her trot to first base. She came back. Now she got to go there in earnest this time. 2 on and 1 out. Infield fly rule is in effect as Maggie Pitcher comes to bat. Bree Wood right down the middle. Pop fly. If it stays fair, it is infield fly rule. And now we have 2 outs. Infield fly rule no longer in effect. If you look out, Jim Nicewander takes that right hand, sweeps it across the left arm, letting Bob Cohn know that it is off. Bob just retaliated with a confirmation. Some of the unspoken communication between umpires as they communicate often during the game, just doesn't have to do it verbally. That's a sign of a good veteran official. As there's a foul ball here, caught by the third baseman, Courtney Clifford, and Central leaves a couple on base at the end of 2 innings. It is no score between Central and John Glenn. Back in a moment for the 3rd inning on Bay County TV.
You treat your family with extraordinary care every day, which is why when it comes to their health, more of you choose Covenant Healthcare. We specialize in extraordinary care, from diagnosis to recovery, from babies to grandparents. Learn more about our extraordinary bariatrics program. Sign up for our free seminar.
Ready to go here at the top of the 3rd inning. Jeff Doan along with Jared and Natalie Doan on cameras. Nick Page producing and directing. First pitch of the 3rd inning. Sydney Spencer just continues to shoot BBs. A little bit outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Forgash, Maggie Forgash, number 15, the hitter for the John Glenn Bobcats. Boy, I'll tell you, just a snap of the mitt as Sydney Spencer really rocking back, putting a little something extra on that. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody out, top of the third. Just a little bit high. Sydney Spencer pitching right now with a 2-2 count. And a swing and a miss for Maggie Forgash. 7 strikeouts thus far in the ball game for Sydney Spencer. Marley Bullard with the bunt, and it's a foul ball. Well, you want to talk about things happening and moving. The third baseman will charge. The first baseman will charge. The catcher and the pitcher charge. Second baseman will race over to first base to get the bag if it's a fair ball. It's poetry in motion when it's properly executed. First baseman does a nice job of picking that up. And Bree Legner tosses it to Maggie, pitcher covering the bag. And that's the first out of the ball game recorded by someone other than the pitcher, Sydney Spencer. 2 down and nobody on. Leah Lashinsky up for her second opportunity. She got a walk her first time up. Takes the ball high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sydney Spencer just rearing back and letting it fly. John Glenn's going to have to show that they can do it. The top 4 hitters are all about 600 hitters on the season for John Glenn. Very capable hitters. As that ball just a little bit high, showing bunt. Bay City Central all over that. I'll tell you, you got a tough position when you are playing third base or first base, and you see that happen as there's a swing and a miss from Lashinsky. That ball is on top of you in a hurry when you're charging from third and first. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. There's a little pop, and that comes back into fair territory and is caught by Anderson, and that is the end of the top of the third inning. Central coming to bat with all zeros on the board. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
Oh, hey, you got one of those insurance apps too? You know how this thing works?
Oh, sorry. Ben, please.
Wow, you can talk to your app? That's pretty cool.
Not an app, it's my agent.
In this moment,
No, I'm fine, thanks.
it's good to know you have a trusted, independent auto owner's insurance agent who's there when you need them.
Great.
Man, I gotta get one of those.
Auto Owners Insurance.
Plum Harris Insurance Agency in Bay City is your local independent auto owners insurance agency. Coming to the bottom of the third inning. Top of the lineup for Bay City Central, Briar Kukla. Bree Woods on the mound for John Glenn. It has been a pitcher's duel thus far. Ball just a little bit low into the outside. Good eye for Kukla. 1 ball and no strikes. Kelly Lohr in center field. Camps under it. Nice sure-handed grab. 1 down here in the bottom of the third. Kukla hit the ball pretty solid, but right straight to Kelly Lohr. And when you hit the ball to Kelly Lohr, it's pretty much automatic. It is going to be an out. Just a little bit high and outside. Haley Sukadalki. Another little pop. And that ball moving around up there, but finally Courtney Clifford able to reel that thing in. Quickly 2 outs as Bree Woods hasn't even had to get a little sweat on her brow for this half inning yet. Skylar Koberling up with 2 outs and nobody on in the bottom of the 3rd inning for Bay City Central, wearing their home whites with the purple pants. There's the ball to right field again, hit right straight to Marley Bullard. Hit it on the dime. Bullard had it perfectly positioned defensively. 3 up, 3 down, and nobody left on base at the end of 3. It's 0-0 with Bay City Central and John Glenn. Back for the 4th inning in a moment on Bay County TV.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Back and ready to go for the top of the 4th inning. John Glenn Bobcats. Number 4, Abby Tarrant. The freshman swings and misses at the first. Sydney Spencer just continues to throw a gem, along with Bree Woods. Boy, they are just locked in a pitcher's duel. Nice bunt down the 3rd baseline, but climbing on top of that in a hurry for the out is Bay City Central's Sierra Anderson. One up and one down in the top of the 4th. Batting now, number 11, Kelly Lohr, the junior. After a nice catch in center field, it's always poetic justice to come up to the plate and see if you can convert that nice catch into a little instant offense. Right on a foul ball, just a tad tardy. Had a good lick at a nice pitch. No balls and 2 strikes. Just outside. Good eye for Kelly. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Very seldom on 0-2 is Sydney Spencer looking like this ball game she wants to throw a strike. 2-2 with a high ball. She's trying to get Kelly Lohr to go swimming for something other than a strike. And Kelly's like, I'm going to command the strike zone here. Nice job by Kelly stepping out to you. Just kind of throw the rhythm of the pitcher off a little bit. Gives you that slightest of advantage. Right back up the middle, and a beautiful catch that time by Sydney Spencer. Excellent attempt that time by Kelly Lohr. Hit it right on the dime. But unfortunately, a great play by Sydney Spencer. Sydney used all of her length to be able to pull that ball in. And we've got nobody on and 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. Right back through the middle. Beautiful play that time by Koberly. Flips it over to Legner at the end of 3.5 innings. No score between the John Glenn Bobcats and the Bay City Central Wolves. Back for the bottom of the 4th in a moment on Bay County TV.
Over the years, he's put his heart into being your dad. He was always there to fix things. Now that he needs help, don't lose hope. Covenant Center for the Heart is leading the way in minimally invasive heart options for inoperable or high-risk patients, with the first and most comprehensive structural heart disease program in the Great Lakes Bay region. It's extraordinary heart care, close to home.
Back here for the bottom of the 4th, Jeff Doan along with you, as Bay City Central will send 4, 5, and 6 to the batter's box here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Sydney Spencer, the leadoff hitter. Bree Woods into the windup. At first pitch, just a little bit high. Nope, right on the top of the zone. Bob Cohn with the strike call. No balls and 1 strike. A little bit low. Good eye that time by Sydney Spencer. Sydney trying to help her cause out, throwing a gem on the mound. Let's see if she can get a base hit to add to that. Ball hit in the hole, beautifully placed, a seeing eye single, sharply hit between the shortstop and third baseman. Leadoff hitter in the bottom of the fourth for the Bay City Central Wolves, Sydney Spencer on first base. Sierra Anderson now up to bat for Bay City Central. We're going to find out what Sierra's up to and what the coaching staff is up to for Bay City Central, as Bob Kukla, Jeremy Koberly, and Kurt Legner all looking to be on the same page right now. Ball just a little bit low on the first offering. Sierra Anderson looks down to third base. Jeremy Koberly. Ball sharply hit to center field over the head of Kelly Lohr. Rolling around right now, trying to come home with the first run of the game, and in to score that first run of the game is Sydney Spencer. Ball gets away, and on to third base goes Sierra Anderson, who just tattooed one to straightaway center field. Kelly Lohr saw that thing off the bat and just turned around and started heading back to the fence. Knew there was no way that she was going to be able to catch up with that last offering. So that leads Sierra Anderson on third base. Madison Evans up to bat. Dale Clyde's going to take a timeout and come out right now and talk situation with his girls. Well, we've got a moment, too, talking about Dale Clyde. His son, Derek, is a baseball player out at Saginaw Valley. Had a great ball game the other night. Was 2 for 4, the John Glenn Bobcat product. Making some serious waves at the next level collegiately. And speaking of the family tradition, wife Janet and daughter Kennedy are managing and coaching the JV team here at John Glenn. So, as just like the old days, it's a family affair with Buffy, Sissy, and Jody. Oh no, Mr. French, see, Uncle Bill, you're going to have to be a little older to go back to that era. But Clyde family, very, very involved, love to give back to a game and sports that they truly love. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner, as the batter is Madison Evans. Runner on third base, nobody out. Sierra Anderson is on third, just outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Still nobody out in the fourth inning. That ball quickly gets on the second baseman in a tough angle. Going around the base path right now is Madison Evans. Madison Evans is going to come to third base and stop right there. As Chloe Osarzak had that ball just get on top of her in a hurry. They were playing a couple of steps in just in case they could get a play at the plate. And boy, that thing, just as soon as she went to move, that thing seemed like it slid by her, and it got into the outfield so quick that Bullard couldn't get to it and as well. And that puts a runner on third base for Bay City Central. A little bit low on the first offering. Bree Hare, the batter for Bay City Central. Madison Evans on third base. Nobody out. Bottom of the fourth inning. 2-0. Central on top. Nice off-speed pitch that time by Bree Woods. Likes to change it up, trying to keep these Central hitters off balance as they've come up with a couple here in the fourth inning. Bree Woods trying to shut the door. Another beautiful off-speed pitch as Bree Hare swings and misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth. Will she see 3 in a row of the off-speed variety? Just a little bit high. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, a lot of times when you see that high ball, that's a purpose pitch. They're going to try and get the batter to swing at something outside of the zone. Down low, count is full. As Bree Hare runs the count full. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Stepping out for just a second. Now Bree Woods into the windup. And on the inside third of the plate, strike 3 for the first out of the bottom of the 4th inning. Bree Woods with a perfectly placed pitch. Maggie Pitcher in the number 8 hole. Up to bat now with a runner on third. First pitch is a swing and a miss. As Bree Woods trying to limit the damage here in the bottom of the 4th inning, has already given up 2. Wants to keep her team in contention. And an offering at the high and outside ball. And Maggie finds herself down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes right now. Brenna Legner is on deck for Bay City Central, the number 9 hitter. No balls and 2 strikes. Ball fouled up and out of play. Always nice as a hitter on that 0-2 count, just to be able to make some contact. Again, no balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. As Bree Woods into the windup. Another off-speed pitch that time. Maggie Pitcher doing a very nice job of just staying back long enough, not transferring that weight forward to just get a piece of it. So she's seen everything that Bree Woods offers here. Is she going to get another slow ball, or is she going to get the heat? I'd say high heat. High heat it is for strike number 3 and 2 outs. So Brenna Legner right now comes up to see if she can bring Evans home from third base with 2 outs. Bree Woods hoping to limit the damage. Ball on that inside third for strike number 1. Both pitchers today, Sydney Spencer and Bree Woods, really like to work the inside third of the plate. As that ball is tipped around at first base and finally brought home. As Langenberg was able to get it, almost kicked it into foul territory, but picked it up in time as we go to the top of the 5th inning. 2 runs for Bay City Central in the bottom of the 4th. The difference in this ballgame, Central 2, John Glenn nothing. Back for the 5th in just a moment on Bay County TV.
In 1916, Warren Miller chose Auto Owners Insurance for his new car. In 1947, his son made the same choice, as did his grandson in 1979. And today, his great-granddaughter did the same. As we reflect on where we've been, we're grateful to our independent agents and to those who put their trust in us, and to the generations who will. Auto Owners Insurance.
Plum Harris Insurance Agency in Bay City is your local independent auto owners insurance agency. Back with the top of the 5th inning. I'm Jeff Doan along with Jared and Natalie Doan on the cameras. Nick Page producing and directing. First pitch from Kelly Lower, or the first pitch to Kelly Lower is right on. She fouls that ball right straight back. No balls and 1 strike. Hit a line drive right back to Sydney Spencer in her last at-bat. A little bit low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Kelly trying to start that rally for the John Glenn Bobcats here in the top of the 5th inning. Just swings and misses on that inside third offering. Again, as both pitchers are really concentrating on that inside third, not allowing those hitters to get those hands extended and try and drive the ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just a touch inside and high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's where Sydney Spencer likes to come when she's ahead in the count. High and tight. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Right down the middle, strike number 3. Unofficially, that is 8 strikeouts in the ball game for Sydney Spencer. She started off the game with a boatload, about 5 in a row, and hitters from John Glenn are starting to figure her out a little bit by putting contact on the ball, but certainly not enough to get them to score any runs yet in the ball game. Danny Langenberg, the sophomore first baseman, up with 1 out in the top of the 5th. just inside. That thing whistled right by that left elbow as she just backed out of the way just in time. And with any wind, you're going to deal with a little bit of the dust going up right now. As Sydney Spencer just had to wipe a little bit away. She just took that split second to wipe it away and then comes back with a blistering strike. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out and nobody on for John Glenn at the top of the 5th. Again, right in on the hands. Tough pitch to hit. Langenberg swings and misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sydney Spencer really in control of her game today. Right back at us. Boy, without the net, we had had ourselves a souvenir. But the net saved it, and it goes right back onto the field. Strike number 3, as that is unofficially strikeout number 9 in this ball game. Sydney Spencer just continues to throw a gem. With 2 outs, Courtney Clifford, the lone senior on this John Glenn Bobcat team. Third baseman defensively, swings and misses at the first offering. Boy, Coberly's just not trying to do anything fancy right now. She's just got great feel, command, and control of that heater. And that rise ball is making it happen. Strike number 2 on the inside third, as she is just trying to saw the bat off of any attempted swing for the John Glenn Bobcats. High and tight, unofficially, strikeout number 10 at the end of 4.5 innings. It's Bay City Central 2, John Glenn nothing. Back for the bottom of the 5th right after this on Bay County TV.
How's married life? Are you ready to have a baby? Baby, baby. How about that baby? Ooh. I'm not getting any younger.
When you are ready, with the only neonatal intensive care unit in the Great Lakes Bay region, Covenant is the safest place for your delivery. Go to mycovenantbaby.com.
Back for the bottom of the 5th inning. Natalie Doan producing and directing now. Tells me in between innings I inadvertently am not calling Sydney Spencer by her right name. I let out a couple of Coberlys. I must have been thinking Coberly right now, but Sydney's done a nice job as Bree Wood's first offering comes to the plate, so my apologies, Sydney. Get her right. As Central has a 2-0 lead here going into the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 ball and no strike count. Bree Wood into the windup. And the pitch, a little bit low. 2 balls and no strikes. Kukla, the batter for Bay City Central. Down the third base line, hits that third bag. Trying to come up right now in a hurry with that ball. As Abby Tarrant gets that ball back in. And Kukla gets a single, and they're going to have a pinch runner, and that is going to be Victoria Todd coming back onto the field for the first time since the first inning, where she had an opportunity to run the base path. Sukadauki Haley is up to bat right now. First pitch is high and outside. A little bit of an errant throw, and again, you have to understand in the game of softball, when that ball gets over the pitcher's head, it's a live ball. You got to retrieve it in a hurry or the runner can advance. Foul ball. As we've got 1 ball and 1 strike. Sukadauki trying to get the pinch runner Victoria Todd into scoring position. Very nice bunt. And a play at first base. And safe down there running hard. Sukadauki beats it out by a half step. Jimmy Nicewander with a nice call. And now he'll move over into the slot between short and third. As we have got nobody out, you'll see the infield fly rule administered. Right hand over the left part of your chest. Both umpires catch it and they're ready to go. We'll talk infield fly rule after the first pitch. First pitch is in the dirt. Nice stop that time by Kennedy Hardy. On the infield fly, any fair ball on the infield or on the outfield that is deemed a routine catch by the infielder will be an automatic out with less than 2 outs and runners on first and second or first, second, and third. Then runners can advance at their own discretion after that play is made. There is a drive to the middle. Kelly Lord can't quite get to it as Skylar Coberly rolls on to third base and will come in standing up. Must have been a reason why I was talking about her little extra half inning ago, because she comes up with a big hit and empties the bases with a 2-run triple and a 4-0 Bay City Central lead. And now Skylar Coberly is finding herself on third base with nobody out. Sydney Spencer seeing if she can help her pitching cause out here. Just a little bit tardy on a lazy fly ball down the right field line that may have been deep enough to score the run if the right fielder Bullard had been able to get to that ball. No balls and 1 strike. On the cleanup hitter for Bay City Central and the pitchers, Sydney Spencer. Nice off-speed pitch by Bree Woods had Skylar, or Sydney Spencer, way out in front. No balls and 2 strikes. Just on the outside third. Ball dropped by the catcher, Kennedy Hardy. She picks it up and tags Sydney Spencer. Now Sierra Anderson. We had a big whack her last time up. Seeing if she can get at least a fly ball for a sacrifice fly here with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Straight up in the air and coming back. Swats on top of this wonderful press box. Also, down on the first floor here, the Central Booster Club does a tremendous job with the dogs and the brats and the popcorn and a full complement of snacks and goodies. So we sit up here and we smell it the whole game. As that ball is tipped back, home plate umpire Bob Cohn cleans off the home plate. And we're ready to go with a no ball. 1 strike count on Sierra Anderson. 1 down and a runner on third base for Bay City Central, up 4-0 in the bottom of the 5th. Sierra Anderson with a bunt attempt foul. Bree Woods with a commanding 0-2 count. This is definitely a pitcher's count. Let's see what she comes to the plate with. That ball is into the outfield, and it is going to fall for a base hit in front of the left fielder. As Sierra Anderson brings home Skylar Coberly. Skylar, with that triple, just kind of trots home after that ball falls in front of Abby Tarrant in the outfield. It's 5-0. Bay City Central on top. Looks like Olivia Todd is going to come in as a substitute. As Victoria Todd, I'm certain that there's no relation between those Todd girls. They're both runners, though. They're going to both have an opportunity to light it up on the base paths here. Madison Evans up to bat. It's not official until they put it in the book. Bob Cohn writes it down on his scorecard. Folds it back in. And we're ready for action. Todd is on first base, now on her way to second after the swing and a miss from Madison Evans. And with one down in scoring position, Olivia Todd. She comes into the game as a substitute for Sierra Anderson, with the potential for re-entry. And a nice play by Bree Woods. Grabbles that ball up. Todd doing a nice job at third base. And with two down, she finds herself at third base. And the central batter will be the number 7 hitter, number 9, Bree Hare. Central thus far with 3 in the bottom of the 5th, up 5-0. High lazy pop foul that'll get back into the stands. No balls and 1 strike on Bree Hare. Bay City Central's number 7 hitter in the lineup. With a pop fly. Taking charge on the infield. Not great communication between the two infielders, Osarzak and Wyszynski. And that ball drops to the ground. And at first base, that's not an issue, but Olivia Todd coming in from third base with the 4th out in the inning. Coach Dale Clyde out for his 2nd visit. You can have up to 2 visits a half inning or 4 in a game. Can't have a 3rd visit in the half inning and can't have a 5th visit for the game. So he's out right now trying to settle his troops. He says, ladies, we got to just hold them down here, down 6-0. We've got an opportunity. We've got 2 more at-bats. We got to hold them down and make sure they get nothing else. Let's be smart. Let's communicate on defense, and let's get out number 3. Of course, that might be the slightly paraphrased version of his thought process out on the field, but his point well taken by the girls. Bree Woods ready to go with a runner on first base and 2 down. Just to the outside. Bree Hare on first base for Bay City Central. Maggie Pitcher up to bat in the number 8 spot for Bay City Central. And that's going to find a hole in left field. Nicely done. Has a little C&I bloop single into left field for Maggie Pitcher. And Brenna Legner coming out right now to hit that number 9 position. You always love coming up to bat when you got a couple of ducks on the pond. Looks like we might be getting a pinch hitter, and that will be Maldonado, Diamond Maldonado, the last player on the bench for Bay City Central, is going to get an opportunity to bat for Brenna Legner. Nice when you can come up as a pinch hitter with a couple of ducks on the pond here in the bottom of the 5th inning with 2 outs. Let's see what Diamond can do. First pitch is a strike. Always tough just coming off of the bench, man, trying to warm it up, get everything in tune, but she's seen the flow of the game from the bench. Let's see what she can do offensively. Bree Wood says time to slam the door here as the pitch is a little bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike to number 13, Diamond Maldonado. A little bit high with that next offering. 2 balls and 1 strike. Maldonado with a nice eye at the plate. Waiting for a strike to see what she can do on it. Bree Woods again trying to put the fire out here in the bottom of the 5th. High and tight. Strike number 3 at the end of 5 innings of play. Bay City Central 6 and John Glenn nothing. Back for the 6th inning in just a moment on Bay County TV.
You don't think it'll happen to you, and you surely don't think it'll happen twice. I've lost 2 homes in my lifetime. First, it was a fire. My agent was right there and helped me rebuild. Then the tornado hit and destroyed everything again. Both times, my independent agent and auto owners took care of me like someone takes care of family.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance.
Plum Harris Insurance Agency in Bay City is your local independent auto owners insurance agency. Stop by our office at 706 South Euclid or give us a call to see how we can help with your home, life, auto, and business insurance needs. Back here ready to go with the top of the sixth inning. John Glenn Bobcats. Maddie Forgash up to bat. Swing and a miss on that first offering. Sydney Spencer not trying to fool him with anything right now. She's just rearing back and letting it fly. Foul ball back on the screen. No balls and 2 strikes. Again, John Glenn down to their last 6 outs in this first game. Central got 2 in the 4th and erupted for 4 more in the 5th inning off of Bree Woods. Foul ball that time. Nice job as Maddie Forgash had that thing timed just a tad late as she made solid contact. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Top of the 6th for John Glenn Bobcats. Swing and a miss. That rising fastball again. Unofficially strikeout number 11 in the ball game for Bay City Central. Sydney Spencer just in cruise control right now, just feeling confident that she is finding her zone. First pitch is outside. Marley Bullard, the junior right fielder. Strike 2. Is Marley just a tad bit tardy on that last pitch from Sydney Spencer. Just a little bit high. Nice job as Marley Bullard. Takes strike number 2. And number 3. 12 unofficial strikeouts in this ball game. Sydney Spencer just pitching a gem for Bay City Central. Leah Lashinsky, the leadoff hitter, shortstop and a junior, looking to get the offense going. Leah coming in to this ball game hitting about 600, so she is certainly the offensive spark on this team. Gets a healthy cut at a rising fastball from Sydney Spencer. Cannot find the middle. Just a little bit high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Leah Lashinsky. 1 ball and 1 strike count on her with 2 outs. Top of the 6th inning. Ball just drops harmlessly foul. As I believe Legner came back in, but I think Diamond Maldonado replaced Sierra Anderson at third base. A little bit high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Sydney Spencer with one of those purpose pitches, trying to get him to fish on a rising fastball at 1 and 2. Now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And a great diving catch that time as Maggie Pitcher comes up with the grab. And we'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 6-0 Central over John Glenn. Back in a moment on BCTV. AAA Transport and Limousine is the Great Lakes Bay region's most reliable and requested service. We provide many types of transportation services, from non-emergency medical, wheelchair accessible, school transport services, and shuttle services. Our company strives to provide exceptional service to our customers. Our services are tailored to each person or company's specific needs. For the last 10 years, we have pushed the mark higher and higher to give the best service possible. Rest assured that you are in safe hands when you ride with AAA Transport and Limousine. Back for the bottom of the 6th inning. Bree Kukla will lead off for Bay City Central, the leadoff hitter. She steps into the box with her Lady Wolves on top 6-0 here, going into the bottom of the 6th inning. Nice pitch on the outside third, a little off-speed offering from Bree Woods, strike one. Just a little bit high, 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Just glad to have you along here on a sun-soaked Central Wolves home field as that ball is hit to right field. Nice job that time by Marley Bullard to drag it in. Bree Kukla is out for number 1. And again, after all the cold and sloppy weather that we've had, misty, rainy, snowy, to have it 70 and sunny is a thing of beauty. And the players and the fans truly enjoy this change of pace and hope that it can continue. Bree Woods with that first offering to the outside. Just inside. Victoria Todd, the hitter for Bay City Central. Three balls and no strikes as Todd has worked herself into a very favorable hitter's count. Would be pretty surprised if she offers on this 3-0 ball. I think Bree Woods can bring it right down the pipe, and I think Victoria's going to take a peek at it. It's exactly what happened, right down the middle. Victoria says, I got 2 more opportunities. I'll see if she can throw me 2 more strikes. Bree Wood answers that with the first of 2, saying, I'm going to put it right down the middle and see what you can do, Victoria. As the 3-2 pitch, Victoria Todd pounds that ball down the third base line, just fouled by a couple of feet. Three balls, 2 strikes. And ball 4 just a little bit low. Bree Woods put it in just a little bit below the knees. And Skylar Coberly is going to come up. Skylar had a triple her last at-bat. Part of that 4-run 5th. As Bree Woods is starting to go to the off-speed pitch on that first pitch in case the Central Lady Wolves are sitting on the fastball. Just kind of throw the timing off a little bit. Bree into the windup. Here's the pitch. As that pitch is cranked to left field. Back, and up against the fence. Skylar Coberly is going to have that ball go off the fence with a stand-up double. Victoria Todd couldn't run too far until she found out if that ball was going to be caught. Abby Tarrant, with a very nice effort out in left field, was 1 step away from being able to reel that ball in. She just ran out of real estate. Sydney Spencer comes up right now with a great opportunity. 2 runners in scoring position on second and third with 1 down. A little bit low and on the outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Sydney Spencer, cleanup hitter. A little bit low once again. It'll be interesting to see if Bree Woods gives in to her here or is going to try and make her hit something that's not a strike, because it is first base open, outside third, strike pitch, 2-1, Sydney Spencer. She lollipops one just over the second baseman's head, and that will be run number 7 for Bay City Central. Boy, Central has tagged a few balls today, but boy, they have had 3 or 4 hits that have just eluded the John Glenn Bobcat defense as Chloe Osarzak stretched out for that and just tipped off the top of the leather. Seven to nothing. Bay City Central on top. Right down the middle. As Brewood's first offering to number 12, Olivia Todd. Just on the outside third once again. Olivia finds herself in an 0-2 count. Swing and a miss. As Bree Woods picks up a strikeout for out number 2. Madison Evans comes up to bat right now. Madison, the number 6 hitter for Bay City Central. 2 on and 2 out. Bree Woods into the windup. Just a little bit low and outside, ball 1. Tags one to center field. Kelly Lohr going back. She can't reel it in. It's over her head. As another run scores, and Bay City Central just continues to put it on offensively. Kelly Lohr had no chance to get that ball either, as that was just a hard hit ball right over her head. She went back and got it in quickly off of the center field fence. And Madison Evans scampered into second base. Bree Hare up to bat right now with runners on second and third. 8-0 Central on top. As Bree Woods does a nice job of reeling it in at the end of 6 innings of play. It's 8-0 Central on top over Western. We'll come back for the top of the 7th inning. Central on top 8-0. John Glenn's got to put their rally caps on if they're going to get back into this game. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
My hip, my knee, my joints feel out of whack. Ow, ow, oh my, the pain, I can't take it anymore.
Here we go with the top of the 7th inning. Abby Tarrant, the freshman left fielder, will be leading off the 7th inning, trying to get something started for the John Glenn Bobcats here as they're down to their final 3 outs. Right on that first offering. Foul ball out of play just off to the left side of the press box. As the smell of hot dogs permeates up here into the second floor of the press box. Always a great sign you're at the ball game. Base hit up the middle. Very nice job that time by Abby. And that brings up the pitcher, Bree Woods. Bree's going to try and do something right now to help that cause. See if they can continue those rally caps. First pitch is strike number 1. Strike number 2. Sydney Spencer comes right in and just saws the hands off, boy, right in on the wrists with that swing and miss from Bree Woods. No balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out here. Top of the 7th inning. Fran Danick Field here, home of the Bay City Central Wolves. There's a little pop-up. Brenna Legner calls off the catcher. Says, I got this one. As Kukla, the catcher, just allows Brenna to come and take charge. That's out number 1 of the top of the 7th inning. Kennedy Hardy, the sophomore catcher, is cleanup hitter. And that ball is tipped up into the, finds a little hole in between the shortstop and the left fielder. And with one out in the 7th inning, a little something started here. As Kelly Lohr comes up with a little couple of ducks on the pond. Trying to make something happen. Might be getting a pinch runner. That's Lexi Bublitz, the sophomore. He's going to go out and do some running right now. Kelly Lohr with a nice opportunity to cash in with a base hit right now and bring in one or more runs. High and tight. As that one backed Kelly out of the box. 1 ball and no strikes. No fear in the box for Kelly. As she goes down the left field line with one just a little bit early. I like the thought process, though. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out. 2 runners on for the John Glenn Bobcats once again, top of the 7th inning. A little high into the outside once again. 2-1 on Kelly. Got herself in a pretty good hitter's count right now. Swings through an offering. Again, Sydney Spencer just really taking command of the inside third of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes right now. Kelly Lohr digs in. Ready for the offering. It's inside. Count is full. Again, Sydney Spencer just trying to pound that ball on the inside. Kelly with a good eye at the plate. Brings the count full. Right on the inside corner of the plate. Strike number 3. And 2 outs in the 7th inning. Last opportunity for the John Glenn Bobcats. It's Danny Langenberg, the sophomore first baseman. Hoping for a base hit right now to see if she can put her Bobcats on the board. Foul ball again. No balls and 2 strikes. We're down to 1 last strike here for the John Glenn Bobcats. Trying to see if they can get that 0 off of the board with 2 runners on and an 0-2 count here with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. There's the purpose pitch, the high rising fastball. Ends up right around the chin of the batter. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just inside once again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. With 2 down. So it's all 2s, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 on for the John Glenn Bobcats. And there is strike number 3 for 14 unofficial strikeouts of the ballgame. We'll be back in just a minute as Bay City Central wins this first game 8-0. We'll put the wraps on this one in just a moment on Bay County TV.
There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Back with a post-game wrap-up. Bay City Central Wolves come away with an 8-0 victory as Sydney Spencer, unofficially with 14 strikeouts in the ballgame, really limited the offensive opportunities for the John Glenn Bobcats in that first game. Twice during the ballgame, the John Glenn Bobcats were able to put multiple people on base, just not able to dent the scoreboard and bring anybody across home plate. Central with a 4th inning of 2 runs, and then the big 5th inning where they scored 4, 2 more in the 6th to come away with an 8-0 victory. As it's a great day for baseball, and glad that you could be along. Finally, shirt sleeve weather. We've been able to enjoy it. Hope that you've enjoyed As well, the Danick Field, home of the Bay City Central Lady Wolves softball team, again victorious, 8-0. On behalf of the whole crew, I'm Jeff Doan, along with Jared and Natalie Doan filming, and Nick Page producing and directing. Have a great day, and we'll look forward to talking with you soon.